For this example, we're going to graph a negative 600-degree angle. And here's how this works. Again, we have our same starting position, which is right over here on the positive x-axis. And now we're going to travel in a clockwise direction 600 degrees. So let's start traveling 600 degrees in a clockwise direction. Well, when we travel in, let's follow this way. When we travel here, we've hit negative 90 degrees. And again, I'm not going to call it negative because the negative part of it is really what makes it travel in that clockwise position. And keep going. Once we hit the negative x-axis, now we have negative 180 degrees. Keep going because we have to get 600. Now we have 270. Keep going because we have to get 600. Now we have 360. So notice we haven't quite hit 600 yet, which means we're going to continue to travel. Now again, I'm going to continue going in a clockwise direction, and remember that anytime we travel from axes to axes in that direction, that we're going an extra 90 degrees. So we're at negative 360 now. We have to keep going until we get negative 600. So I'm going to continue traveling. And now when I hit the negative y-axis again, now I'm at negative 450. Well, again, 450 is not enough. We have to get to 600. So we travel another 90 degrees, and 450 plus 90 is 540. So we're over here at negative 540 degrees. And we're still not there. We have to be at 600. So we're going to go another 90 degrees. And to get from 540 to another 90 degrees, 540 plus 90 is the same thing as saying 630. So here, negative 540 and negative 630, negative 600 degrees are between those two angles. And so what that means is we're going to sketch an angle over here in quadrant 2. Now notice, I'm going to erase all of this over here. Notice what we just did. We just went around the circle one time and then a few more times in a clockwise direction. So we have to sketch our little, some of my students like to call it snail shells, but we have to sketch that little snail shell that shows us that we moved around the circle not just once, but we moved around the circle one time and a bit more to hit that negative 600 degrees. And we moved around the circle more specifically in a clockwise direction. So I'm going to use a red pen to show that, to punctuate that. So here's it. Remember, we moved around the unit circle at least one time. So we're starting over here at the positive x-axis, and we're going to travel in a clockwise direction because we have a negative angle. So from here to here, now we just traveled negative 360, negative 450, negative 540, negative 600. So we have to have that little snail shell there to show us that there is our negative 600 degrees. Again, we end up being right over here in quadrant 2.